Hey, this week on This Is Gravel, we have Maisie's coming up, Elrod's coming up, DK coming up, questions and answers coming up pertaining to
Dirty Kansas 200.
Dirty Kansas 200. You seem pretty excited.
Yeah, sure. Totally.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Gravel. I'm Bobby Thompson. With me today is Neil Taylor, as always. Almost always. Actually, always would be 100%.
Yeah, we're
You've
like
been more like 98,
98-ish,
97%?
but you missed one too. Adam was here, so
that's true.
you know,
That's
we're
true.
both about
Okay,
it.
so we're in there, in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Neil, what's been happening? What's been going on in your life?
A little bit of riding, getting some riding in, getting the bike hopefully tuned up for DK here in a few weeks. Also, this past weekend, Cinco de Mayo, and in town we have a Cinco de Mayo celebration, and this was the first year for the Cinco K.
Nice.
Yeah, so 5K, and so my family and I actually ran a
That's
SAG
cute.
stop on that. And so when folks got to the top of Highland Hill, which if you've done DK, you know Highland Hill
That
is
last hill, the
Yeah.
very last hill as you come in town on pavement.
mile 205 or so right there at the end of DK. So right at the top of that, the runners were coming up that, and it was a hot day on Saturday.
It got
And
warmer this weekend finally.
Got a little warm, and so everybody was really grateful that we were up there and having water. But been having a good time. What you been up to, Bobby?
I rode single speed over the weekend. I did 90 on Saturday, and I did another 60 on Sunday.
So you tell me you're hooked, huh?
I'm not hooked. Single speed is fun, but it's hard. I probably picked the wrong gear on Saturday because, we had a little bit of wind. Not a lot, but when you get in the Flint Hills, a little bit of wind adds up to a lot of wind because there's no break. And it was a long, solo, isolated push for me, and probably one a little bit gear too big. But made it through it, had fun. And then Sunday, gearing was right on, spot on, and that was a lot of fun. So, it was fun. I'll do it again. It's not going to be my everyday gig, though. I'll leave it up to the experts. So
It's fun to play around with.
it is.
Right?
It's fun. It's a whole different
We're gonna
experience.
get them hooked soon enough.
We'll give it a shot. So, what do you got? You got some more coming up? I'm guessing we got Maisie's this
Maisie's,
weekend,
yeah,
right?
Maisie's is coming up here this weekend. Love that up in Eskridge. Some big
The
climbing.
whole name for those who aren't regional is Gravel Ride for Maisie's Pride. Proceeds benefit Eskridge, Kansas, the community swimming pool.
Yeah,
right.
Maisie was a lady in town there who collected cans for years. If you don't know the story, I think Ryan has it all on their website to see it. But she collected cans just to save up money so that Eskridge could have a pool.
Yes,
and
something for the kids to do. If you've grown up in a small town, the pool is kind of the community adhesive during
Yes.
community glue during the summer, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And so it's a good thing, benefits it. It's always a challenge, and so I'm looking forward to it. Hoping that it gives me kind of an idea of where I'm at here on the single speed leading up to DK.
Yeah, well, Bunsen County is known for bigger gravel rocks
Yes.
and a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah,
Am I right?
The hills up there are no joke.
Right. And we're going to have 20-plus mile-per-hour winds and 90-degree temperatures once again.
Don't remind me, please.
Yeah. So, and you're going to do that single speed.
Yes, doing that single speed. Are you going to be out on the single speed this weekend there?
No, I'm going to come up to Maisie's and I'm going to enjoy 50 miles of geared bliss. And then I'm going to hang out and drink Gatorade and maybe provide some support, roving support for some of you guys out there suffering a little bit more than me. So I'm gonna chill.
I'll
I'm
be
gonna take
looking
it
for you
casual
out
this
there on the
weekend.
course.
Next weekend, you could go into it every weekend, but next weekend we'll go to Elrod Cirque down in Winfield, Kansas. That's 100 miles. It's a great lead into. We have a weekend, take a break, and then we have DK. So excitement, busy.
DK's
Lots
gonna
of
be here
bikes. So
fast.
okay, you all have been riding everywhere, and you all have been showing us pictures of where you've been riding. So let's toss over to Matt, and let's get some social media going on.
Hey, thanks Bobby and Neil. This last week we did get a ton of social media coming in on our channels using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel. Cameron sent in this photo out riding Le Grind this past weekend. He said he did the fun ride on Sunday, 59 miles, single speed, said the weather was great and there were some decently challenging parts of the course. Stuart Jansen did a 60-mile ride this past weekend over in Arkansas. Danny said his event got rained out this past week, but they rode home and did a family ride for an 11.5-mile burger ride. Rick was over at Insurance Bluff, Prentice Cooper State Forest outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Jacob sent in this photo riding near Monument, Colorado, got in 76 miles of sandy, washboard, gravel goodness. Phil said he found Hansen and Gretel's house in the woods in Belgium during the Strada Campina. Great event and even greater weather for it. Check out Tim Schaefer riding in the Le Grind stages 1 and 2. Vince Tyson was at the Chino Grinder in Arizona, rode the 115-mile ride. Tough ride, but a great one, he says. Randall was over at the Tour of Dirt Roads up in Nebraska. Natasha sent in this photo riding near Rogers, Arkansas at Rogers-Roubaix 100K. Thank you to everybody that sent in social media photos this past week. Make sure you follow all of our platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel.
Awesome, guys. We thank you for those pictures. Again, we love seeing where folks are riding. Lots of races going on, as we talked about, I think, last week. This is race season, so folks are riding everywhere, and it's good to see that. This week, we are having a Q&A special.
I like Q&A. It lets me talk a lot more.
Yeah, we talk a lot more, and, with DK coming up, I kind of got a chance to sneak peek at these questions as I was
nice, because
here.
I haven't seen them, so.
Yeah, you haven't. That is good. So, a lot of these questions have to deal with DK. You, as you mentioned earlier, 5-time finisher. You got a lot of experience. I finished DK twice. This will be my third go here, hopefully, at finishing. So we got a handful of questions that folks have sent in.
Okay.
So, Bobby, what does your training look like the final month before an event like the DK 200?
All right, that's fair. So as far as my last couple of years, I try to do one big event. Like if I'm going to do the DK 200, then I'll try to get in a good hard century ride about 2 weeks before the event. Before that, up until that point, I'm going to be riding like normal. Maybe doing intervals, going out and enjoying group rides, that kind of thing. But about 2 weeks before the event, 10 days before the event, I try to go out and just do a big blow myself up kind of race. After that, then I'll start tapering back down and doing some group rides and doing some 30-mile rides and just normal ride pace, all day pace kind of things. And that's my riding time leading up to DK now. I used to do the cram style, right? The old college exam cram style, yes, where you forget about it for January and February because it's cold. March, you start getting into it. April, you go, ah! And then May, you try to ride as much as you can, right? So, but that worked too. Different results, but it still worked. So,
yeah, no, I similar to what you do. I did the first year, I did the half pint, the cram thing. I hadn't ridden, I think, more than about 30 miles in any ride before May that year. And so I got out twice for some 50-mile rides and kind of stretched my legs, and it worked. Mm-hmm. But like you say, I've gotten to a point where I try to do that 100-mile ride about 3 weeks. 2 weeks to me, I don't know if my body's quite there yet, mm-hmm. If I'm comfortable with that. And so Maisie's has been, again, just being local, that is such a great thing because the last few years it's been going out to Maisie's, riding that, like you say, just pushing myself to the limit, emptying the tank completely in a 100-mile race like that, and then bringing things down, still riding, still keeping the legs loose, but not putting in the big miles or quite as tough because you got 200 miles in one day coming up.
Right. And I tend to focus on, most of my rides tend to be the 50 to 60 mile length anyway. Which when you lead to the DK, that's really what it is. You have a bunch of 50 to 60 mile rides. You have 4 of them, 3 of them that are timed. Because by the time you leave the third checkpoint, you're coming home. So the checkpoints are really the first, second, and third. Yeah. So, it'll be good. So next question. At this point, do you feel like your bikes are dialed in for your races? Or are you still adjusting?
Still adjusting, not dialed in yet. Actually, I was up at the shop today talking with Adam about this. And
your bike is dialed in now, by the way.
It is dialed in now.
Yes, it is dialed in now.
That's part of, it's finding out what gearing I want.
Yeah, right.
And so I went in and talked with Adam today, and as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I'd switched it to 4218 to give that a shot out at open range.
How did that work?
Decent for the most part.
Open range, had some climbs, and had a lot of resistance riding, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, a lot of sand, so a lot of resistance, a lot of climbing packed into really a short space. About 52 miles was where most of the elevation took place, was right in that middle leg. I think I felt good. Didn't walk any hills, so that was a good thing. But over 200 miles, that might be a stretch. And so going back to 4219, both for Mazy's this weekend, and seeing how that goes at Mazy's will really ultimately, I think, determine where I feel like I need to be for Dirty Kansas.
Yeah, definitely. My bike's always dialed in. Are you kidding me? No, I'll be dialing it in Friday night before DK. So it's fun that way.
Who knows what will happen? All right, next question. What bags are you planning to use this year, and why those bags?
Yeah, so that changes every year, and that's what's fun for me. I'm comfortable with my frame, and I'm comfortable with a lot of the components I have, but I like to try different things on the bike, food-wise, drink-wise. And so, yeah, I'll go with bags, or I go with, for the DK, for a 200-mile event like that, I go with error on the side of caution, and go with 2 feed bags up front, top 2 bag, and a seat bag. And that's what I've been carried every year. Last year it got hot, and if it gets hot again this year, at the first checkpoint for the second leg, I'll throw on a cold Camelback, so Osprey back, that's been in the cooler to help cool me down and get me a little more extra water. But top 2 bag is usually food. Feed bags are one's electronics, and the other one is more food, actually. So there you go.
Definitely, obviously have the saddlebag. Got that back there, just a little tire roll. Really kind of keeps everything together. I'm, again, talking about still dialing things in, deciding on exactly what I want for the top tube. Got the top tube bag from Sodero that I have. Like it. I want to have stuff that is easily accessible right there. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put that on for the 200. And then I've got my Orange Mud hydration vest. And, and that's got 2 pockets on the arm right here, which is good to carry stuff. And then it's got 2 actually that come up on the shoulder. And that's was the only bag I had on me, really, for open range here a few weeks ago. It worked good. I can carry everything that I need right there.
Nice.
I don't necessarily always like carrying everything on the body. I do like putting some on the bike. And so I'm going to have the hydration vest on regardless.
Yeah.
Now it's just determining, do I want that extra bag for just right in front of me, easy accessibility? If I need something to eat really quick or just need to grab something out. With Dirty Kansas too, you carry maybe chargers with you. Mm-hmm. So you got a little bit extra stuff that you're going to carry to get yourself through that 200 miles. So I'll probably have that top 2 bag on.
Yeah, I think it's always fun. There's not necessarily a wrong way to do it. There's just lots of different ways to do it. And I guess if there was a wrong way to do it, it'd be however way I didn't do it. So let's see. Number 4. Do you do any quirky things to prepare for major events?
Most events, no. Dirty Kansas, yes.
Okay.
So here in about a week, I will start waking up every morning at 4 o'clock. And I will get my body. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, Matt. Did you do anything different? Did you wake up that early? No. 4 o'clock. Okay.
Yes, because my body doesn't function properly if it hasn't been woke up for a couple hours. And so I can't just wake up morning of Dirty Kansas 4 o'clock and be like, all right, yay, it's time to go. It is getting my body in a routine. And so obviously not for everybody. Get that. But about a week and a half, 2 weeks before race, I start waking up about 4 o'clock. And then what I also do, because I don't ride in the mornings usually, is I'll get out about 5:30, 6 o'clock and go out for 20-mile rides. But I only do that with Dirty Kansas because of the time, waking up a lot earlier than I normally would, trying to get my body going a lot earlier. Other than that, no quirkiness, but that's pretty weird, huh?
That's a little weird. Yeah, I don't. I just roll out of bed and throw on shoes now and ride my bike.
Being casual.
Yeah, being casual about it. So Friday's so busy that Saturday morning I just get through the day. So it's a fun time out there. Once you start riding, you ride that wave for a while. Your heart rate gets up and going, and you're off. So, all right, man.
All right. Question number 5. What is your best advice to someone racing the Dirty Kansas 200 for the first time?
Awesome. I like that because, I have a great answer for this because I see people going against this every year. unless you are sprinting down the chute for a podium spot, my best piece of advice is to enjoy that final stretch down Commercial Street. You've made it. You've suffered all day long. Everybody's ringing the cowbells. The music's going crazy. Lights are going crazy. Slow down. Slow roll. Give some high fives to the kids and that kind of stuff. There'll be kids raising their hands out down the chute, right? And you see so many people who are racing down the chute and they miss the kids' hands. Have fun with it. At that point in time, I mean, come on. What's the difference between 104th place and 230th place?
Yeah.
Enjoy it. So yeah, that would be my suggestion is get through the day however you need to get through it for you. But that lasts a little bit. Enjoy every ounce of it. So
Having fun's a big thing. Race your own race.
yeah.
Don't feel, when you get out there, you're going to see the adrenaline pumping, the excitement going. If you've never been here before, I mean, Commercial Street is 10 deep, both sides, people cheering you on at 6 a.m. I mean, you think it's crazy waking up at 4 a.m. to get ready for a bike race,
Sure.
but here are people that are getting out of bed at 6 a.m. to cheer you on. So the adrenaline's rushing, and you feel like you just sprint out and take off, and you think that you're going to win DK at that moment, and you blow yourself up quick. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you roll down Commercial, just
Yeah.
as much as when you say when you're coming in, enjoy it rolling out.
Yeah.
Enjoy those people cheering you for that first 2 miles that you roll out of town. And then when you get out on the gravel, don't feel like you have to be just flying past people left and right. Enjoy yourself. Race your own race.
As long as you beat Neil, it's going to be a wonderful day. That's the only thing you want to do is watch for one person. As long as you get ahead of that person, you're having a good day.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Most people will probably beat you. So that's more than okay.
So, yeah, it'll be a good day. I think that's all the questions we got, isn't it?
That's what we got.
That's what we got. That's what we did. That's what we talked about. So, thanks, everybody, for watching us.
Yes.
Make sure you hashtag us on at
This is Gravel.
This is Gravel. What else they got to do social media-wise?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're on all of them. of
Gravel
course.
Guru.
Gravel Guru, Casual Cyclist, Minister of Gravel.
Okay. Awesome.
Good stuff.
See you guys next week.